Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm J. Michael Whalen, and I run a small imprint by the name of Pisces Rising Press. We are a children's literature company. We are currently releasing picture books, and we are actually going to be moving into more advanced storytelling for older kids. We'll also be doing picture books as well, but for this series of videos, I'm going to be taking you step by step through the process of writing the next book. One of the reasons I started Pisces Rising Press as an imprint was that I had recently become a father a few years ago, and I kept seeing a lot of stories that just didn't remind me of the great stories that I used to be read to. It seemed like a lot of political agendas being pushed. I'm a firm believer that storytelling is about a character overcoming a difficulty, or perhaps it's a character overcoming a difficulty, depending on how you look at it. So nonetheless, I wanted to start a company in which stories were about that. And from there, you can actually learn lessons about life, about perseverance, about actually hard work. And so here we are. This is a great example. It's going to show you that hard work from an idea will actually bear fruit, and it'll be a tangible book. The other aspect is that I noticed my son spending entirely too much time on tablets and reading books on tablets. I could not stand that. It just drove me nuts. Books and the tactile feel of flipping through pages is so vitally important on a sensory input level. However, it also takes away a lot of the experience of being a parent reading to a small kid. I know when I would lay down in bed with my son when he was 1 and 2 years old, and I would read books to him, it was incredible. Like, he reads at an astonishing rate right now. And I firmly believe, because since he was born, he saw me reading from actual books every night, and he is currently just devouring book after book, and I think it has a lot to do with that. I know a lot of people generally have a lot of questions as to how do you put together a book. So with these videos, I'm going to be taking you step by step through the different parts of it. There's a lot of it, but as they say, take one bite of the elephant at a time and you'll get through it. So we're going to touch on concept, note cards, which is very important, in which you structure out the story. I learned this technique from David Lynch, and he has a phenomenal book called Catching the Big Fish. In there, he describes his technique for storytelling, and I gotta say, I was sort of doing something similar to it, but then after I read that, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna question this guy's technique, and I think I'm gonna keep going with it. So you're gonna see sort of a mad dash through note card taking, in which we come up with everything that you could possibly think of in your story, from character names, little descriptions about them, locations, plot points, and it doesn't matter. Like, you just get them all out and then sort them out from there. So we're gonna be talking about the structuring of those note cards in a coherent order. And then from there, we're gonna actually write the book. So that obviously takes a long time. For me, I do a tremendous amount of writing as well. I've written screenplays and comic books and various things, short stories, of course. So the writing aspect I can handle, and I'm fairly confident in that. However, the reason I'm confident is because I plan them out very meticulously. So that hopefully is what I will be able to instill in you. And from there, we're gonna have to send that manuscript off to an editor. I love to write. I don't like to proofread. Yeah. High school was a little bit rough there. The aspect of hiring an editor, potentially an illustrator, even though I like to illustrate it myself, I think what I have in mind isn't that elaborate, and I can do it. I do have a little bit of experience as an illustrator. So we'll touch base on hiring an illustrator as well. From there, we're gonna do the formatting, and then hopefully by the last episode of this little series, you're gonna have a tangible book in front of you. Thank you so much for joining me. I absolutely appreciate you coming, swinging by, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I respond to all of them. It drives me crazy when people have like 5 subscribers and they just don't take the time to actually respond to questions that I have. I am not that guy. I will respond. Take my word for it. I will see you around, and be like water, my friends.